Hey y'all. Oh, this heat is up high. Today is day 16. Oh my god. I woke up with the worst crick in my neck, my back, and my crick. Okay, so yeah, y'all. If I really want to say what's the worst drawback of living in the car, it truly is the days when you might wake up and you have the worst crick in your back or the worst crick in your neck, right? So as you guys know, I'm just outside of Planet Fitness right now. I'm about to go in and go ahead and get put together and all of that stuff like that, right? But I had a message on my heart that God gave me that I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about today. I said I definitely need to get deeper into kind of talking to you guys a little bit. I have to post some of my videos from Instagram. But basically, the message that God gave me was He can't bless you until it will no longer stress you. And that's a very important message, you guys, because sadly what I have realized is that God will only give you what you can handle, what you can deal with, what you can take, right? That's why no matter how upset I get sometimes, because I'm like, why am I going through stuff like this? Why am I going through this? Why am I going through that? It's God won't give you anything that you cannot handle. And sometimes you cannot handle that blessing yet. That blessing will be too much for you. And it's a blessing that's supposed to stay on your life, not come into your life and be squandered. And then you're sitting like, why? No. So God will only give you what you can handle. And when God blesses you, it's going to be something that's going to endure time. When the devil blesses you, you're going to be chasing and doing this and doing that, trying to keep it, trying to get it. And you're going to feel like you're sacrificing everything that is you, right? Just to have that blessing, right? So a big thing for me is having to come to the point of realizing maybe I'm just not ready for that blessing yet. Maybe I have not become the exact person I'm supposed to be in order to correctly deal with that blessing, right? Because this one thing, a man and his money, a fool and his money will surely part, right? And in the situations that I've had with money, it wasn't necessarily like being foolish, but it also was like it was not God blessing me, it was the devil blessing me. And people have to know the difference between the devil blessing them and God blessing them. Because a lot of the time we just be like, oh my God, I got all this money. Oh my God, I got all these shoes, these clothes, this, oh my God, I got this, I got that, I got this new job. And then you're wondering why you're in this new thing and it's hell on earth. It's not God. God is not in it. Or even if it's supposed to be a blessing from God, you haven't turned to Him. You haven't asked Him for His assistance. You haven't asked Him for His guidance. You haven't asked Him for wisdom and understanding, right? Or even just your blessing that's supposed to be on your life, you're not getting it because you're not a good person. And that's sad to say sometimes. People don't realize that they have to change themselves in order to be blessed. You cannot be a wicked person thinking that you're getting blessed. That's the devil blessing you. You're doing nothing but wickedness. You're doing nothing but stepping on toes. You're doing nothing but being evil to others for no reason. You've been evil to good people, God's people. You're not going to stay blessed. And if you think you are, congratulations. But the devil's blessings, I don't want it. I've had the devil's blessings at one point. What comes with it, I can't do it. I'd rather just try to get right with myself, get right with others, and get right with God. You get what I'm saying? So that's a big feeling that I'm feeling today. Another thing that I'm feeling is like, initially, keep in mind, I told you guys that I did choose to live in the car, and I was kind of like stacking up to, like, what am I saying? Like working up to living in the car. I was planning it and stuff like that because I just wanted to change my situation. I just couldn't take my situation no more. So I was planning to live in the car. So it was already in my mind to do. And when the whole big blow up happened between me and my dad, I just left ultimately because I was like, I cannot take this no more. Like, it's too much, right? But what I have experienced from a lot of different people is automatically they hear that I'm living in the car, or they hear that a woman per se, not just like a person is living in a car, a woman is living in a car. And they're like, oh my gosh, like that's so sad. You need this help, you need this assistance. And I do see, like I was speaking to someone amazing yesterday. Her name was Angel, oddly enough. And I do see where I will need this assistance, and I'm going to try to go seek it out, because a lot of times we need help and we just don't know who to ask. We don't know where to go. That's a very big thing. I I urge everybody to try and use the resources around you, try to use the people around you, try to use Google and see resources that you need in any like terrible situation, because there's always a way out. You get what I'm saying? But I'm saying all this to say, when people kind of tell me about resources, or they tell me about this and they tell me about that, the sad part is, to a certain extent now, I think this is what, day 16, right? To a certain extent now, I kind of don't mind living in the car. The worst thing that comes with living in the car is the crick in my back. Like, that's the worst thing that comes with living in the car. So, the biggest thing for me right now currently is just financial, because I do have to wake up every day and try to like put in certain amounts of time with Uber, which leans into the video that I made last night of just raising my standards. Because if you're asking yourself, why am I going through all of this? Why am I working so hard? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? It's because you need to raise your standards. Like, you need to stop going after little fish. You need to start going after the big fish. You need to start demanding that raise. You need to start demanding better treatment. You need to start hanging around better people. You need to change the way you think. You need to change the way you go through life dealing with people. You need to change the books that you read. You need to change the videos that you watch. You need to change what you look at on Instagram. You need to unfollow those miserable ass people. You yourself need to stop being a miserable ass person. Like, sometimes I feel like we call loud to God and we're sad and we're venting to friends about, why is my life like this? Why is this not doing this? Why is it not doing that? It's because you need to raise your standards and you need to become the better person, right? So I feel like, to an extent, I'll feel like, oh gosh, it's a scarcity mindset, right? I'll feel like, oh my gosh, I just need money for gas. I just need this. I just need that. So I'll just go ahead and take this smaller order, this smaller ticket, right? This small fry. And now a lot of my time is used. Now, I'm not going to say wasted, because you can learn something out of every experience, but a lot of my time is used, and now I'm not crying, may not cry, may just be sad about, oh my gosh, now I'm tired as hell, I gotta go to sleep, like when if I would have given my time to something of higher importance, higher energy, higher like vibrational, right, I wouldn't be so exhausted. So that's a big thing for myself, is even to a certain extent, sometimes I do still have scarcity mindset. I got to fight out of my scarcity mindset, because you're asking yourself, why don't you have enough time in the day? And it's because you're giving your time to bullshit. Y'all, I'm preaching today. I don't know who this message is for, but I'm preaching today. So yeah, you guys, I'm looking for a different job. I think my biggest issue since I was 9 years old, I said I don't really want to work for nobody, because I see what it comes with. Egos will be the ruin of people. And between egos, between not getting paid enough, between me with my work ethic begging to get paid more, begging to be able to work more and not being able to, or just being overworked because people see that I have a good work ethic, and trying to be used in the same process, them trying to pay me less because they can't afford to pay everybody else because I work more than management. It just, too much comes with working a job. And I have to do a video about jobs, right? So I just don't really see myself going back and working anywhere. And I don't see myself going back and going to the strip club for real. That's like, it's so dead end. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, even in the midst of me working and planning and saving, it just feels dead end. Like, it's dead end for my personality type. It's dead end for my emotional intelligence. It's dead end for my I'm not gonna say my integrity, because I will maintain my integrity in any environment, but it's dead end because I am a recovering ass whooper. And I will say it like this: bitches in the club need their ass whooped, and I am the person that's going to whoop you like your mama should have. So because I'm a recovering ass whooper, I say the same analogy that I always say: a recovering alcoholic should not sit in a bar all day long and not expect to end up pissy drunk by the end of the night. I am a recovering ass whooper. I have gone to therapy for reasons. It's not the environment for me. It will put me in places I do not want to be. It will put me in situations I do not want to be in. It makes me have to deal with people I usually would not want to deal with. And nobody is below me. But those girls in the club are very low vibrational, so I just can't take it. But I'm trying to figure all this out, and I know God is on my side. I know God is fighting for me to not go back to the club, because it's like just the way everything keeps unfolding. He don't want me to go back to the club. It's like money is literally finding me. Money is finding me, y'all. So if God want to give it to you, he gonna give it to you. He gonna make it into your hand. You just gotta be patient. You just gotta be patient. So I'm trying to be patient. I'm waiting. I'm trying to see what's going to come of this situation. I'm gonna try to raise my standards. I'm gonna try to do this and do that, and we'll see. We'll see the vibes that it sets, right? Because I've already raised my standards to the extent of treating myself better, treating myself like the princess, like the queen that I am, like the princess that my mother used to tell me I was, and not letting anybody treat me less than. So raise your standards. Expect more from yourself to yourself. And then you will never take bullshit off of anybody. Because you like, what the fuck? I don't even treat myself like this, nigga. Expect more from yourself. Then expect more from others. Love yourself. Then you will receive love from others. And I know it's cliche, and I know people hate people saying, if you love yourself first, then you can love others. It's the truth. Because if you don't love yourself, then you'll let somebody love you to the point of losing your mind, which has happened to me before. You'll let somebody love you to the point of when they take that love away and they give it back and take it away, give it back, you're addicted to the highs and lows. Now you're susceptible to abuse because you're addicted to highs and lows of somebody loving you because you don't love yourself. You're depending on them for that love. Your mind is addicted to when it's good, and when it's bad, it's bad. It's like a soap opera. It's not healthy. Be addicted to loving yourself so that you can know what love is. You can identify what love is, and you can identify what love is not. And you could tell love that is not love to get the hell on when it comes into your life. Love yourself and love others too. Have a great day, y'all.